thank you for coming on. I know you've had a long day at work, I'm sure. How long did you live in North Fork?
I was actually only there for a year.
Okay.
My ex-son-in-law had gave me the trailer. I don't drive, and I do work at Lowe's, so I could walk to work. I had a storage building before he gave it to me. Lived in a one little bedroom. It was a RV that had been converted into an apartment. It didn't have much space, and so he gave me a 2-bedroom, 2-bath trailer. I could walk to work within 10 minutes. I got off work at 3. I have to sit and wait an hour to get on the bus to come home. I was told that my trailer would not move. The day after I moved out of the trailer, Addie Plank hooked to it and took it straight to his lot.
Who is that?
He's the one that moved them all.
Okay.
I didn't get no money for the trailer. He didn't offer me any money for the trailer. He said I abandoned it.
So you were told, so just to kind of back up again, you were told that this trailer is unmovable, there's nothing we can do. Right. So basically he stole it from you.
Yes. I mean, that's how he got by with it. That's how he got by with taking everyone that he took. And he took a bunch of them. Because we left them on that lot. We abandoned them.
And what else were you supposed to do? Even if you were told, okay, we can move this trailer, the so-called $1,000 that everyone's saying you guys got, which you did not get, that doesn't cover it.
No, it don't cover it. And where I work, and I make for here, I make $13 an hour. That's decent money for here. Mm-hmm. I make too much money. I mean, you know, Frontier Housing has so many stipulations, and you had to go through this rigmarole to, you know, and I made too much money. I make too much money for anything, you know, any kind of assistance. So I just lost my home, you know, and I'm right back to renting, and, you know, thank heavens, you know, one of the contractors that come in all the time, Tina Hatfield, she's working with me. She's reduced the rent for me. It was going to be $750, and she's dropped it down to, well, she dropped it to $7, and now she's paying me $40 a month to keep the porches swept off. So I'm down to $660. So thank heavens.
You know, a far cry from 125.
Well, yeah. True. Yeah. I mean, you know, I went from 125 a month to 660. Thank heavens that she allows me to have my animals because they're my babies. I mean, I have babies. I have real babies, but they're grown. And I love them, you know, and it took me a while to find a place to go. I was not out by the April 30th. Joanne, the day that I was taking all of my big stuff out of the trailer, you know, and I mean, I was trying to go. I was. But the day that I was trying to take everything out, she showed up there. I called, when my son-in-law gave me that trailer, we started calling her and the property manager. They never would pick up. The day of, she comes up there and says to him, you know, it's so nice to finally, that was part of the problem. The lease was in his name. The trailer was in my name. Because they wouldn't answer the phone. And she asked him, you know, she said, why didn't you all switch it? He said, we tried. You all wouldn't answer. But now that all of this is going on, you blow me up. You're calling me 4 or 5 times a day, and I'm at work. She done me the same way. It was constant. I mean, you seen that 5315, you knew who it was. I'm at work. I can't talk to you right now. I'm at work.
And they were calling to what? Make sure you were leaving?
When you getting out? When are you getting out? You can't have much longer. I'll go when I can go. And if that's not quick enough for you, file papers is all I can tell you. I mean, that's all I can say to you. File papers. Because I'm not going anywhere until I find some place to live. Mm-hmm. And I wound up getting this place June 1st. I've been here since June 1st. So, you know, I was fortunate, and Catholic something out of Lexington paid the deposit for me. So that was money that I saved, a blessing. And I'm satisfied here. I mean, it's a nice place, so it'll be all right. You know, I can still get to work and support myself, and hopefully this will all go away.
Well, I think it's interesting to point out that.
I mean, Jen, I could sit when like I said, I work at Lowe's. I could walk out from the garden center, or out into the garden center, and see my trailer. Mm-hmm. And now I look over there and there's nothing. Okay. Absolutely nothing. Gone. We're begging for help. Mm-hmm. I mean, absolutely begging. They're hollering all these wonderful jobs that's going to happen. You can't get people to work. We've got restaurants offering $1,000 bonuses for people to come to work. The dining rooms here can't open because they don't have people to work. And so we need this we've got empty storefronts sitting right across the street from where they're fixing to build them. Now, that's just my personal opinion. I can't prove that.
And the thing of it is, whenever this very first started happening, I was talking to Morgan about it, and she said, Mommy, the same thing is happening in a community in Memphis that she had heard about.
Is Morgan your daughter?
Yes. And so this has happened all over the country. Okay, the TIF money that they used to give to Patrick Madden is money that started out in California, and it was used. The purpose of the money is to take neighborhoods that are in need of help.
Right.
And that's what that money's supposed to be used for. By the time it gets to Kentucky, it's used to just throw people out of where they live. That is not what that money was originally used for. That's not what it was originally designed for. Not to throw people out.
A community that was in despair,
right,
and build it up, not
right.
Not destroy it.
Not take it and just throw people out. That's not what that money was originally designed to use. No. And when you read it, what all that money is for, it's like it takes a little bit to read it, because I had to start over 500 times and I'd read it, start over, and then finally I realized the things they were supposed to do and how it was supposed to be used. And our judge executive, is that what Harry Clark is, has publicly said in several meetings, we did not know how to use it, which is just a saving face thing, because they knew exactly what they were doing. If you didn't understand how you were supposed to use this money, then why did you go ahead and do it? And he is sit there in meetings with his head down, reading his little statement, going, we didn't really understand what we were doing there. Bullshit.
I mean, even down to the point to where he told us, you all knew about this before we did.
And we're going, no, we were begging to get information, and nobody would tell us. And people actually called him. I stood there while people called him on the phone, and he said, no. I've called him and said, man, is this land selling? There ain't no deed being processed. And he already knew what was going on, and he could have said, there is a potential that that property is being sold.
Right.
But I'm not going to tell you, because...
Well, I mean, Joanne even said, she didn't tell us. I mean, she said that in the New York Times.
Fraley, the landlord?
Yeah, she said in the New York Times. I didn't tell them because if the deal fell through, I didn't want to be sitting here with an empty lot. I mean, that's in the New York Times.
Right. And that's the same thing where Harry said that about where we were all being so mean to.
Yeah.
I didn't think they'd all get so mean. And it's like, you're sitting there, he's saying we're being mean, and we're all like, really? We ain't been mean to nobody.
No. We were informed that we would all be able to speak. There was 3 of us that she allowed to talk. And then she shut us up. I mean, pretty much said, shut out, sit down, and shut up.
In the city council, or
Yes. In the city council meeting.
Yeah.
And Mike, you know, he said we were told that we could all speak, you know. She said, that's at my discretion, and I said, it's enough.
And she went,
Yep, and cut the cameras.
so clearly there was no none of the people in power wanted to help. None of them wanted to listen. All they cared about is the money. And
they don't care about the money. What they want is to get the credit for, we made all these jobs for
Right.
this area.
Yep.
Everywhere you drive through in this town, there is a help wanted sign. Ain't no jobs needed here.
Nope.
Everybody's hiring. A strip mall ain't going to help anything.
And according to Patrick Madden, and now we know that this was in the works for a couple of years. So that means before you moved in, right?
Right, right.
And so they let you move in, pay taxes, pay rent,
Uh-huh.
and they knew that this was happening.
And move from a place that you were fine with to move out there.
Right.
Right. Listen, we actually, like one of our little sessions where we were all sitting around having lunch with our kids back last fall, one of my neighbors called the property manager and said, I need a spot. I need a spot. Is there any spots up there? Yes, there is. So within 2 months, a couple months
Yeah.
of them getting ready to send us letters that we had to move out, they were still willing to rent lots to people and take their $500 deposit, let somebody move a trailer up there that was going to turn around and cost them thousands of dollars to move it again in just a couple months. They were still willing to rent spots out. I don't have one right now, but I will in a couple weeks. I sit there and listen to that phone call myself. And I'm not the only one who was there. There was a bunch of us. And that was just us trying to get him to tell us that, no, I can't rent out spots to you because we're fixing to sell the property. So, no, I can't do it.
Wow,
We're
that's
the mean people.
Yeah.
We're the mean people.
Right.
I didn't realize those people would get so mean.
Right.
what could he even point to in saying that people were mean? Meaning protesting against this inhumane action.
Us with the bullhorn. I mean, that's, you know, when the last city council meeting that we went to, there was more cops than there was us. Honest.
I know they brought the cops out for a bunch of people. Yeah. And it's like, if you got to bring the cops out for me.
Told Mike if he didn't shut up, that he would be escorted out. Mike kept on talking.
Mike, meaning Justice for North Fork Mike.
Yes, Mike Harris. And she looked at the chief of police and said, and we all got up and went out with him. I mean,
Right.